which we did have an eye on cannon out. This is not going to be an easy fight whatsoever. They have the first Mandator class star dreadnoughts. We've been seeing praises, of course, up until now, and this is so massive it actually has a restricted hyperdrive, which does mean it travels particularly slowly. Hello everyone, and welcome back to Star Wars Empire at War, as of course the CIS, where we are about to invade Karin finally, after a massive backwards and forwards between there and Mimban and such, after a massive Republic fleet has been in orbit over there, until we whistled it down and finally in a position to attack the ground. Before we start, we are also going to be looking at invading Naboo and quite likely Ryloth today. Those are our primary goals, depending on whether the Republic tries to counter us. Going to bring this Lucrehulk core destroyer and these ships over to Duoningo in orbit. We're going to just bolster our ground forces over in this area, because we also want to split, of course, from Pantor and Utapau over to Ryloth to take that while it seems somewhat undefended. So we'll just double check exactly what we have over here. We have some basic infantry and walkers, some vehicles, and again basic infantry and walkers. I believe we've just tried to reinforce ourselves with some chaff infantry over here, some B1s, just to provide some meat for the enemy to shoot at, so we can deploy our crab droids and such properly behind them. We're going to reinforce with these Hellfire droids as well. We are also looking at reinforcing our top sector over here around Munilence and Dantooine by just providing some vehicles over here and some dwarf spider droids and such on Dantooine, so that we can bolster the defences around here and then push into Kilura and Arcana in the more distant future, it must be said. We're also going to use our administrative powers over here to recruit more Mandalorian soldiers, and that will help us out in the future. We're also looking to double check to see if we are taxing everything correctly, because we have things like Quarter 6 over here with a base of 200 credits income, and they're not being taxed to help us out. So we really want to sort all that out, to be honest. I don't think we need the turbo lasers on Wayland anymore. So we're going to change that over to a tax collection agency. And I think we should be okay. We are looking a little light on the orbital defences towards Ethor, Colophor, Onderon and such. And that's quite the gap actually over there. So we want to start creating more space forces really in this area, because our pop cap is going to get taken up very quickly with that. Just cancel those constructions there, because we can make some larger, more useful shipping out of here, and we'll swap over to Katin and Moida to create some more hangars and such, some carriers. We are of course defending on Devon over here, but of course that's not going to be able to juggle these planets either. We were hoping to use Grievous and such previously, might have to bring him back once we start on Karin, which we will invade now finally. So after clearing the ground from Delta Team and such earlier, we do only have some basic garrisons, which does consist of some scout vehicles. So we're going to come out of the swamp over here, build up a military field base, of course, and I do want to bring down Asajj and Count Dooku. However, I think to begin with, we'll just bring in the MTT here, and that can help deal with any scouts and such. We might want to bring in, of course, some armoured tank droids. The enemy does still have some turbo laser towers around, so we're going to curl up round to this command post, as we did when we took on Delta Team, and move up. This is where the power generator is, and there we can remove any turbo laser towers there. We'll just completely switch them off. We do see the massive amount of scout vehicles over here, so just try and deal with the anti-vehicle turret over there, and we can start focusing over here, like so. We can of course bring in our armoured tank droids over here, bring an attack move order there, and that will be absolutely brilliant. Just losing some chaff is always acceptable there, and that is the opening ground forces dealt with very easily indeed. Well, with the power generators down, all it is just a simple walk straight into the enemy base. We have some artillery up, going to try and defend over here if the MTT does stay still. And we do have some artillery, which we are going to have to use against the anti-vehicle turret there. Do we get a fire? Let's control group that so we don't have to keep going backwards and forwards. get rid of this so it doesn't threaten anything, we don't get shot in the back. And we'll remove that anti-aircraft turret as well, which we have already done. Brilliant. So very, very simple now. Just some natural garrisons from the Senator's offices, such as I think will bombard to save us some time. Here it comes. Love to see it. Always useful. Instant win button. If you can aim us, of course. Let's get rid of this building. I do believe we'll need to destroy that to get a true victory. And that should be a very nice, easy win there to start our day. In fact, the enemy is in fact retreating. So with that done, let's take stock of the situation and see what we can do with our excess troops and such. We will want to push into Ando, of course. A very nice choke point, actually, to control the outer areas over here. Doesn't have a lot of production possibilities, though. So we want to push swiftly onto things like Christosis and such. We don't want to move too quickly because we do still have to defend behind us, of course. And that will not be exactly easy. Let's get some production going on now, Hussa, to improve actually our defensive resources and such. Let's get some B2s out, some AA, I think some Hailfires to start with. Get some artillery coming out here, and some J1s and AATs would be great as well for some armoured support there. Have we created the trade hub on Bothawui? Doesn't look like it, we certainly haven't, but we do have some good connections now, so we'll start to build that. And we do have a few more empty slots to go for. We don't have any active missions to think about, so we'll go for a planetary shield generator, of course barracks, and that will fill us up, and that's excellent. Do we want 2 heavy factories out there? Possibly. I think we should do. We can make some light factories on Rish. We do have, of course, Toydare and such nearby. So what is the next step? I think we just make sure we're building correctly over here. We are getting our basic buildings out. So we'll plop on here, defend that for now, before we move over to Rathana, which I think will be the next objective for this particular fleet. So let's compile our forces over here as we had planned. Let's move over to Ryloth with a few of these units. We do of course have Dirge and such defending Rindelia, so we might want to drag a few units over. Let's see, what do we have exactly over here? Bring a few things forwards because they are sat very, very far back. And how are we looking above Ryloth? We might still want some B1s and such over there because as good as crab droids and dwarf spider droids are, they don't really hold the line very well. They are pure glass cannons, of course, so we might want to swiftly take Naboo and Prein and move over there. Either way, let's just bring up some more infantry here. Maybe some gunships would be nice as well. And we'll move over to instantly go over and take Naboo. Now, I did remember we have a tactical droid around Devon and such. I don't believe it's not come round in time. It's absolutely fine there. So what we'll do is we will start with some gunships because they will pretty hard counter actually any speeders and such. We'll bring out some B2s which we have in excess here. Create a military field base. We do see some scout bikes already. So the enemy does have a barracks and 2 heavy factories, so we'll be seeing those very quickly. The heavy factory is in fact down here very close to our command post. Get our gunships into the skies. Remove these speeders because it will rip past our infantry, of course. So very well known for doing. AATs will help out as well with that. Yeah, let's get over here. Can we please start controlling the AATs to get rid of the massive amount over here? Look at all these speeders coming out. Will rip us apart there. Look at that. The speeder rush. Really going to hurt us there. Look at that. Look at that. Absolutely disgusting. I want to get down some more AATs maybe. I'm in trouble ripping through all of them. We're going to need some more infantry really to hold on to the command post there. Bloody hell. Well, we just about survived that. We do need that infantry in very quickly to build the post over here, recapture that so we can bring in some reinforcements. Let's send over our gunships very quickly to deal with the flanking habitats over here. We'll build a repair station over here as well. We do see an anti-infantry turret there. Now to watch out for our shields. Let's bring over the AATs, I think, when we're done repairing. Gonna have to wait to build this up once again. To try and get out, I think, would Spider Walkers be a good idea? Possibly. Possibly. I think there might be at this point, actually. We do see some UTAA, so we're going to have to get rid of that at range. And here comes the TX-130s from the garrisons. So we'll get rid of that at range as well, because that will shred over here. We'll shred our Spider Walker. We're actually dealing with that habitat okay there. Do we still need to repair? Some minor repairs. Already dealing with our Spider Walkers, you see there. Okay, let's deal with UTA. Just start focusing some fire, of course. And then we'll come around to recapture. See some enemies coming through. Let's pull back a tad. Done over here. We'll just bring over for some support because we will need it. Get on that TX-130. Remove that very quickly before that deals with our gunships. Naboo has been a thorn in our side for so long, hasn't it? Every time we land here, it's very easily defended as Naboo. We're going to have some very heavy losses by the end of this particular battle. I think we have dealt with all of the UTAAs. They had 2 squads on the ground. Don't know what we're firing at there. It's all done. Come back for the landing zone. Remove these Hulk droids. Oh, wow. Still can't take a breather though. Can't land again. Gunships are our pride at the moment. What we do, I think, for now is just zip over to. Oh, those rockets are going to bypass shields, plus a quick hit and run over here. Oh, the enemy doesn't have a planetary defense shield. It does not. Let's run away. Run back if we can over here. Lost a bomber already to some AA. Some more of these down. Get some chaff maybe? Is that going to be good enough for us? I'm thinking really. Bring in the heavier gunship. And we didn't manage to get in with that bombing run. So waste of time and effort there. Get rid of these. MAF excels in anti-vehicle fire. Don't know what we're firing at here. Let's pull back. Vehicles are currently superior. There's just so much to keep on top of though. We're just going to have to whittle down the garrisons to nothing before we can advance by the looks of things. Just a war of attrition. Such limited pop cap, we can't really cover our weaknesses, and here come even more scouts coming around. But the MAF over here really deals with them quite well. Oh, okay, so what we'll do is we'll just take the MAF and the extra gunships to deal with the flanking habitats once again. Because there is one more left. Don't want them coming around and sneaking up and capturing our command posts and such behind our backs. With that dealt with, control group these, come back round. Yeah, oh, maybe not. We'll just have to deal with that UCA. I did think we dealt with that. There we go. Is that going to go down? It is. Excellent. Now we can come in. Oh, dearie dear. Oh, dearie dearie dear. Well, let's change this up to a back to healing station and bring our infantry round. And there's so many rockets coming out. It's from these jet troopers. And of course these are now phase 2 clone troopers. Much more hardy than the phase 1s. Even more TX-130s coming out here. Shredding their shields though. Absolutely shredding their shields, but it will pull back because we're going to lose that MAF. MAF could pull back even further than the other HMPs. That TX-130 really wants our gunship. Did we lose that? No, we did not. I think we're as healed up as we could like at the minute. Let's get another repair station out. There is an abandoned mining facility here, which we could just take very quickly for a boost to our income. It's a one-time boost. Pull back. Once again, losing the military field base over here. We should just really push. Really need to push. So tough though when they just have so much production on this planet. It's so close to us. Still reloading the bombing run actually. There we go, it's just coming round. Come on, just finish that one off please. Focus here. Still not even able to keep hold of this particular capture point here. Not a good sign at all. Just remove these very quickly. The gunships are our lifeline at the moment. Oh dear, let's do another hit and run. This time we do have a bombardment available. And that should be very easy indeed. We can do that. Move away. Do have an A turret over there, so let's pull back. We don't have much of a pushing force at the moment, so more chaff I think for now. I think we'll pull back the spider droid as well. Get rid of these clones very quickly because our gunships will rip through them. Ruddy bloody hell. Ruddy bloody hell. Okay, we really need to think about actually pushing now. So let's do an attack move over here. Be wary, of course, of the turret over here. So we'll keep back with our maps and such at the moment. What we can do is load up the map, I think, with the basic unit. Do we not have the capacity for that? Should we have to bring us over here? There we go. We'll just have a quick scout around over here. It's got an A turret, so maybe we can't drop down over here then. That's unfortunate. Move over to get this A turret, please. That's ripping us apart there. Just heal up once again. Need to preserve as much as possible. Back down here, please. Focus the infantry. Bloody ARC troopers. We're struggling with terrain by the looks of things. Single AAT is just going to whistle down. Don't know how we still have a spider droid up. Okay, let's pull down here for support. Okay, some micro. Very nice. Just not quite enough damage, and now I can bring in the gunships. Pull. Let's push in. Push right in here. Really need to get this command post for some extra support. Maybe we get some artillery in, I think. That would be nice. Make this anti-infantry turret, I think. Do have a sensor array over here, which it should capture rather than destroy, of course. And we're finally going to get some breathing space, I think. Finally. I don't want to curse it, of course. Alright, let's get over and repair once again. Provide support. Can't quite hit that. There we go. Bloody speed is bane of my existence. Let's get some artillery up. Ooh, that might be some poor timing there. Let's get some more vehicles. Yeah, that's some poor timing there. Did not see the saber tanks coming in. That is very sad to lose that pretty much instantly. Oh dearie dear. Can't have everything though, can you? Oh, well, after rinsing the enemy garrisons dry and then just bombarding them to the ground, we have finally conquered Naboo. Fairly hefty losses on heavy infantry and AAT company, and actually we can't build Corpus Alliance artillery by choice. Those are mission bonuses, so that's quite a nasty hit. But we have finally taken that very important production and income planet there. We're instantly going to try and build that up. We have been given, in the meantime, a mission to take Ryloth, which is very nice because that is in fact our next primary target. We're moving in to take that, and here comes actually the tactical droid. So we'll send that straight on over to Ryloth. And we'll double check exactly what we have. I think we did need that infantry coming through, didn't we? So we'll just send that over. Enemy's about to invade Onderon, and that is not good because we can't really defend, unfortunately. Hopefully that's very minor. So we'll send this over if we can click correctly and hope we make it first. Likely coming from Balmora. And we have made it. Is that going to be good enough? Send some reinforcements, but I doubt they'll be coming. Still invading Onderon, it says. Let's just double check this message board over here. And that is just about not in time, but I think we can deal with that. It is a battle carrier and 2 providences. We do have some orbital defences over here. Not really, actually. We don't have the Golans, so maybe not. So that's quite a lot of dreadnought heavy cruisers there, so we'll see a lot of fighters come out. So this will be an interesting one. Okay, so we're going to immediately pull back to our Golan over here. We do in fact have a Golan 1, so that will bring us some more fighters and corvettes, of course. Not the greatest of garrisons. Incidentally, the Acclamator is in fact a fleet commander, so that's rather interesting. Do get some decent bombers and such out of our light frigate shipyard here, so that's very nice indeed. And we are of course going to be relying on the fighters and such from our battle carrier. Very much a defensive Lucrehulk is this. It doesn't have the max amount of turbo lasers that the... oh, okay, they're going to retreat. That's a shame we don't have an Omni then. Would have liked to destroy that, but you know what? Free defense. Free defense. Well, I've just had a message saying reinforcements available. That usually means there's an extra hero or something about. There's no sign of anything. So not to worry. We're just going to, of course, pull back round, make sure we have what we want in our fleet there. Do have another tactical droid just moving forwards. And let's remind ourselves to actually garrison and create more space units over in this area. So where is our good man, the Viceroy? Because he can make things, of course, cheaper. Not that we're really struggling for money at the moment. Make some more carriers, always useful carriers, of course. And how are we looking above Ryloth? A lot of infantry, 49 available units. Enemies about to invade Denon, though. And we should, of course, come over to help with that. We do have 303 pop cap over here. Let's make sure we deploy properly in case we're a little late on that. And do we have an ion cannon on Denon? No, we don't. We're more for a ground defence there. Hopefully we get there in time. Hopefully they don't catch a Viceroy. They don't. That's okay. Let's try and take Ryloth though. Okay, so a much more open map is Ryloth compared to Naboo, and I love that idea. So let's get a military field base up and get our tactical droid for some very, very basic command. We'll get some chaff, get some dwarf spiders, and I think we'll do largely an infantry push to begin with. I want to support our tactical droid though with something a little more meaty. Let's get... I think we will get a full unit of AATs out to begin with. So fairly standard tactics here. There's not a lot of defence scouted on Ryloth. We're going to push down to the southern base over here for 3 command points and the really far back sensor array. It's not going to provide us with a lot of scouting, but this forward one will help us with the approach of the base. So let's get moving. Well, it's been a very easy and peaceful walk over to this command post. We're just going to keep marching northwards straight into the enemy bases. No need for extra command points so far. I think we might just raid this one though, just in case, because the enemy has taken it, in case they've built perhaps a military field base to help themselves out. And where possible we will create posts on these command or capture posts here. Let's make some buildings. to help ourselves out. Keep the J microns back, please. We'll just press Halt for now. Move forwards with the infantry first, of course. Okay, so finally got some sort of resistance. Only minor infantry so far. We're just peppering their command base over here. And of course, we'll pull back with our dwarf spider droids. Don't want to lose those. We can lose chaff for days. There's not a problem there. Just pull back over here to protect our Micron. And of course, our field commander, who provides tier 3 support, which does provide, I believe, just more than a health boost. I think there's a damage boost in there as well, which is excellent. Capture this for the sake of supporting our flank. Do have some units over here. We did create a repair station here, just because we thought we'd see something a little more. And we'll start making an anti-vehicle turret over here, because we do see some sort of enemy garrison coming out now. We see, in fact, some light mercenaries here. Very interesting indeed. Just pull back over here, so we can actually go towards the enemy base. What we'll do is actually just garrison a couple units in here. And then that will secure our flank. We'll of course want to try and make a turret over here. It gets a little contested, so I think we'll just leave another unit of B1s over here. And we'll create an anti-vehicle turret to help with that saber tank down here, which I think should really be dealt with soon. If we can pull around here. There we go, excellent stuff. Just occupy that. Focus on the clones, please. Provide some sight, excellent stuff. Get on to this. That's our flank secured over here. Brilliant. Let's garrison, please. And actually continue with our main push. Well, there we go. Stormfleet Destroyer as well on Ryloth. Very nice indeed. I believe that's a sort of pirate ship. If we find it, he has a lovely little ship over here. Brings 5 proton torpedoes, some fair shields on the whole. But of course a fairly decent capital ship destroyer there. Let's pull back our ground units. It does still say they're trying to approach Denon, so we'll see what happens with that. So here we go. Ooh, I thought we removed Tarkin a while ago. This is an interesting one indeed. I wish we did have an ion cannon out. This is not going to be an easy fight whatsoever. They have the first Mandator class star dreadnoughts. We've been seeing praises, of course, up until now, and this is so massive it actually has a restricted hyperdrive, which does mean it travels particularly slowly. Tarkin, of course, is in a Venator and will provide tier 2 command in space. This is going to be a toughie. We do have a tactical droid with a loot control auxiliary warship, very different indeed. Does provide more fighters and bombers, of course, so we use it more defensively like that. Do have another tactical droid in a Providence, which provides very, very basic tier 5 command. We'll see how we fare against this. Very interesting indeed. So, well, very interesting indeed. You can see the on the mini map the Mandator there. We're going to have to pull back with a lot of our ships here. And of course wait for any garrisons to come in. If we pop in now, get a lot of point defence. Look at this absolutely sexy beast over here. We have a total of 40,000 hull and 38,000 shields. It's absolutely disgusting. And that can take on our subjugator. In fact, they're running. Okay, why do they do this? Why do they do this? I mean, we now know that's there, at least. And I'm not sure if I'm proud of that news or not. We're going to have to send some scouts, build up some defences, of course. So, again, at least we know that's about. At least we know that's about. But, of course, carriers are the way to go. That is a difficult one. That's a very difficult one. We have above Case and Amoida, not a separate thing there. So let's build our orbital defences, of course. Decanamoidia should be full. I'm pretty sure we got a... No, we don't. Okay, let's build a Golem 2 there as a secondary. Got to build very basic defences over here, of course. Very interesting indeed. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to take Prein Sitlin and call that a day there. That should be a fairly easy battle. They will get 2 advanced factories for A5s and ATTs. Okay, and it's a very, very tight direct engagement on this map with some very tight alleyways. UTAAs to distract us and dissuade us from using our gunship heavy tactics once again. We'll have to see. Let's just catch up with the production on Rishi and such, because we need to keep on top of that. Yeah, that can't be a fortress world. I really want to get to use out of the mining station there. So we have to rely on a garrison and push over to Camino. Just double check we have things up over on our new planets, of course. Naboo would be a great place for a trade hub. And of course we'll build up over here. Let's get rid of this and we can tax it. And I think we'll just move in with Gianunga's fleet. Double check we have a Pathfinder, and we certainly do. There we go, the enemy retreated from that, so we can just pile in. Got some reinforcements coming, of course. I think that should be fairly easy, you know? I think we have huge amounts of units here. We could probably... Ooh, okay. I've just lost sight over here. We will actually fight this manually, actually, because an auto-resolve is not going to do the job. So just double check what we have over here. A lot of infantry, a lot of gunships. We do have the J1 Microns to deal with any ATTs and such. We do have Hellfires. I think we can just about do this fairly easily. Although having said that, it's gonna curse it, isn't it? Just double check we don't have any very nice reinforcements close by. Don't want to take from Fondor in case we take a surprise assault there. Let's double check that's fortressing properly. It certainly is. Let's see. Do you want to bring in a tactical droid just for some command? Is there any commando? Might bring in the tactical droid from Ryloth, you know? Just for that command. Bring in the ACTs as well. Enemy's about to invade Ethor. That's not good, because that's completely unprotected. In fact, I don't think we're going to make that too easily. But we do have our lads over here. Let's come back down and deal with this. Come on, taking your time. And they did get there before us. It's a fairly sizable fleet. In fact, that was quite likely the one we fought earlier, but we will finally be able to deal with that. Now, unfortunately, we don't have an Omni, so we're going to pull back a tad, only a tad, just so that we're not in range of all of these heavy cruisers. Bring in our commander so we do have that extra support. I'll bring in as many fighters as possible. I'll bring them off over here to the side so that we can come and support like so. And we'll support from this angle so that we're off of their direct line of fire. And we'll come in, of course, with some point defense there. Come in, I think. We'll bring in some support just a second after we've deployed, like so. And what we'll do is just bring in over here some more point defense there to help us out. Move in quickly, thank you. Focus this acclimator, please. At least get this, yeah, ripping apart this fleet commander is excellent. So that's their bonus dealt with. Let's move in to get all of our weapons firing equally, thank you. Stop here because we are at decent range, and we'll start focusing this particular acclimator, I think. Let's get on top of any fighters. They shouldn't have loads and loads out. In fact, they're running. Let's try and get the engines of this at least. I think we just targeted the wrong thing there, just a tad. That's a shame we can't get anything. We don't have any interdiction capabilities in this fleet. Something we really need to get on top of. But we'll see if the enemy comes in with their land units there. I'm hoping they do. And they are in fact coming in with their land-based units, but again we don't have interdiction capability, so we can't deploy here and wipe that out despite them having a massive A5 Juggernaut hero over here. It's rather sad to see in 4 RX-200 Falchions and an A6 Juggernaut. It's very, very sad that we can't deal with that. We're just going to have to do an auto-resolve and see how lucky we are. Did get them quite heavily there. Quite a lot of heavy units and some Jedi dealt with, but of course not what we wanted exactly. We can't make an Omni anywhere too close by. Closest will be Mandalore, so we'll do that at least. And we will finally go down and take Prein, I think. Okay, so we're going to start once again with a fair infantry push. Some chaff, some B2s, and some dwarf spiders, I think. What do we want to bolster that? Not going to start with our tactical droid just yet. I'm thinking some spider walkers. They're not exactly bulk, they're not tanky, as we have previously learnt the hard way. We'll leave some minor droids here to garrison. We'll just scout the back because there should be some sort of build pads on either side. We'll just focus one area in particular so far. We'll go over here, of course capture the abandoned factory, and this might come down to simply taking the victory point and holding that rather than forcing our way into the enemy base. Just make sure we've got some sort of formation and cohesion going here. Yeah, we do have a build pad, excellent stuff. So once again, fairly easy to defend and not the easiest to attack is this map. Got a lot of very tight corridors. Let's try and send this single unit over. Not entirely sure if we will capture that abandoned base down to our flanks. Send a few units down here though to capture this. We should be a little more assured there. Let's bring this unit up over here. In fact, we'll just support to get rid of these bloody speeders. We can see that if our dwarf spider droids, or dwarf spiders and the true walkers are at the back of our formation, the rear of our formation, they're okay to take on these speeder bikes. They do some fair damage, and we do see some UCAA, so I'm glad we didn't start out with some flyers. They will hurt our infantry, but not much else. Ripping through them with our spider walkers, actually. Very nice to see indeed. So we'll just push in with a couple units to take this command post. We'll push up to take the build pad, of course. We have taken this, and what are we getting out? Ooh, gel speeder. That's a lot of concussion grenades. Okay, interesting. We'll bring that forwards over here then to help over here. We do see, unfortunately, a bloody speeder once again. It's up over here, support with spider walkers. What do we have out over here? Another gel speeder. Okay, not a problem. Let's try and bring up our infantry then. These bloody speeders, I tell you. Yeah. Flamethrowers as well. Let's get our spider walkers onto these. Absolutely brilliant. Let's pull back because we're hurting quite a bit actually. We've lost a lot of infantry over here. Let's pull back with our dwarf spider droids because they're not going to do too much. And come over here. Going to want to come here. Where's the gel speeder? That's actually been destroyed very easily. It's rather sad. Okay, let's push up a tad. That's very, very slow. We don't have any infantry in here, so we're just going to pile on and take this command post. So fast forward. Oh, look at that. And we do have an ACT. Okay, so let's focus our dwarf spiders onto that. Thank you. Capture what we can. Yeah, we need something really to tank, don't we? Because that's just going to rip us apart. Now we can bring out the command vehicle, the J1s, bring out some more infantry, of course, and I think some ATs would be nice. Do like Hellfires. We get out just one of those so far. Bring in some crabs. Okay, do we have direct line of sight for our J1s onto that? So we might need to move down a little. Are they firing? They're firing. They absolutely are firing. Are they hitting is the question. No. Okay. We're already taking a fair bit of damage there. That's not great. We have another ACT there. Should be fine against that. Just move back over here. Okay, we've dealt with that one. Let's move over here, try and get shots on. We do have line of sight. We are above, so we're sniping that down with our J1s. Excellent. Let's try and protect over here, because we're just going to lose, unfortunately. Some very bad positioning today. Going to lose some infantry there. Okay, let's try and hit this. Lovely stuff. Let's get on top of the infantry. What do we have here? Flamethrowers. Not great. Let's pull back. Need some infantry healing. Okay, lovely stuff. Just funnel them in. Would like to do a push onto the victory point here. Enemy's going to take the abandoned factory. It's not a problem. We've splurged out all the units we can so far. We do want to bring in some more infantry, of course. What else do we want? What else do we want? Got some good anti-tank. I think really then, we don't have any artillery, so bring in some of these for some really nice anti-infantry use. And what we'll do is we'll push a few units onto this command, or build pad rather. We'll take everything else over here. Come back here. And I think we can create an anti-vehicle turret there for now. See, crab droids really do rip apart enemy infantry, but they don't have the health to sustain anything. We'll keep the J1s over here. I'm hoping they'll be able to fire over the gap there. Okay, so let's keep those there for now. Control group here. Protect. And what we'll do is just try and get some sort of formation going, shall we? That'd be nice. Okay, so we do see another ATT coming out now. We might just be able to take that down. Getting some good rockets out from our B2s. We're a bit held up on this side. Let's get an attack move over there. Just want to watch out for our HMPs. Mass driver's currently distracted. We do see another one. In fact, let's just get a bombardment out there. Lost one HMP there. Let's move away and bang! Absolutely disgusting bombardment there, if I may say so myself. We do have a power generator. It's not going to do too much to destroy that. Let's get in the center here and protect our J1s. Bring them to the center as well. Let's get some capturing going. And we can just sit on here and defend, I think. That's a very nice area to take, actually. Yeah, I think we've tried to retreat just in time here. Let's get out some repairs and healing over here. And there we go, with only a couple infantry losses there. That is a very major hole plugged in our back lines. So we now have completely divided the Republic into two very concentrated sectors. This does not necessarily make it exactly easy, but it does divide them, make things a little easier in the logistical side. And that does finally free up Duolingo's fleets to defend on towards the core sector over here, which is very, very useful now that we know that Mandator fleet is about. But unfortunately, guys, that is going to be it for today. That's very much all we have time for, and I hope you have enjoyed the video today. Despite the mess on Naboo, I think we can call us a decent victory with our primary objectives fulfilled. The next episode, I think we're going to look at Geonosis and Camino next. If we're thinking we want to hit them hard. So, thank you very much for watching. I shall see you in the future. May all of your nights and days be auspicious. Goodbye.